Hey YouTube, gonna do a game collection video. This time I'm gonna do my PlayStation 5 games. I did have a little more, but I sold some games off, which I do regret, and I'm probably gonna eventually just rebuy them. So I'm gonna start off with Dead Island 2 Hell Edition. So this game, I think, was definitely worth the wait. I know some may disagree, but overall I think it was a very good game. I don't like California more than I do Hanoi, but it's still very good in my opinion. Gores are really good in the game as well. So this edition comes with some goodies. First, you got some holographic tarot cards. They're all very nice looking. The backs are really pretty as well in my opinion. You get some pins. Some type of map / poster of the world, and then you'll get the steelbook, which is pretty nice. I think it's very well made. And then all the DLC codes and stuff like that came with it. All right, now onto the base games. First off is Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Decent multiplayer game. I was really into it when it first came out, but now the lobbies are just full of campers. So I don't really have a lot of fun playing it anymore. Normally when I do, I get annoyed because of the campers. Control Ultimate Edition. So I'm a really big fan of Remedy, but I've had trouble getting into this game. I think the world's beautiful. I think the characters are good. The gameplay's good, but I end up losing interest about 30 or 40 minutes in, so I've yet to beat it, but I plan on doing so. This case is Dead Island 2. I had a spare Far Cry 4 case laying around, so I put the game in there because it came with the steelbook, but I wanted to keep the steelbook together with the box and everything else, so I just threw it in here. Again, great game, definitely worth the wait in my opinion. All right, Dead Space remake, an absolute masterclass in a remake. It's beautiful. They followed the main game, the PS3 game, down to a T almost. I think this is a really, really good remake, and it's definitely worth picking up, especially if you haven't played it or if you're a horror fan. Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition, another masterpiece in my opinion. This is definitely the way to go because it comes with the Virgil mode and everything. Gameplay superb, visuals are superb, story, it's not the best, but it's definitely good. Keeps you entertained. Voice acting, just everything. This is a 10 out of 10. I highly, highly recommend this game. Even if you're not a fan of hack and slashes, you'll more than likely love this game. Next up, Doki Doki Literature Club. So this is a game that has a massive twist in it, and I think it's done very well. So this is the Plus Edition, obviously. This just comes with a bunch of new stuff, like, you know, a bunch of new side stories, additional musics, unlockable images, unique goodies inside the box, which it does. It comes with all these cool things, like stickers and stuff like that. It's a great game, though. I'm not a super big fan of anime games or anime style games. I do love anime, but I'm not a super big fan of the games. And this one I definitely recommend. It is, I believe, what would it be called? It's like a light novel game, so you don't actually have any gameplay. I can't believe I can't remember what they're called. I've played 3 of them. But moving on, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. I want to get into this game. I'm not super big into Dragon Ball, but I really love Dragon Ball FighterZ. So I figured I'd try this game out because I believe it is kind of like an RPG game. But I saw that you can try and get your driver's license, and I was like, you know what, I want to play that. So eventually I'll get into it. I haven't put a lot of hours into it yet. Elden Ring. Not a super big From Software guy. I do like the aesthetic and the appeal of these games, but I haven't put a lot of hours into this. Eventually I will. But yeah. Alright, Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut. Gorgeous game. The gameplay is fun, but it does get repetitive. I still haven't beat it yet, but I eventually plan on doing it. I'm just kind of going through it slowly. The world, like I said, it's a beautiful world. It's very gorgeous. Alright, Ghostwire Tokyo. I really love this game. Gameplay is good. The visuals are good, but the game can become very boring quickly. So if you're going for the trophies, the collectibles there's a lot of them. So just make sure you know that. I believe there was DLC just recently released for this game as well that was free. So you can probably find this game for around $20. I'd recommend it, especially if you're looking for something new. Goat Simulator 3. My son plays this game a lot. It's all right. It's a fun game to play when you're just trying to do mindless stuff. It's probably around like $15 now, so it's a cool little game to have in the collection, and it's something fun to do if you have like kids over and they're bothering you. Just throw that in and they'll have fun. Hello Neighbor 2, another one of my kids' games. Not bad. It's a good horror stealth game. I haven't really put a lot of time into it. I normally play with him, but yeah, pretty cool game. Jurassic World Evolution 2. I don't play these Evolution games. I like Jurassic Park, but I'm not a big fan of, simulation builder games. But I'll watch my wife play it, and it's not bad looking. It's actually pretty good looking for one of those games, but just not my cup of tea. Hitman 3. I love Hitman. I haven't played the whole bunch of this game. I plan on doing it, but I believe this game now is Hitman World of Assassination. Next, Hitman World of Assassination. So this is sealed, and I'm probably going to keep it that way. I bought this because like I said, I'm a big Hitman fan, so I like collecting for the series. And I believe this is limited, not from limited run games, but physical copies of it are limited. So if you find it out in the wild, I'd recommend picking it up because it may be worth more than what it is now someday. Spider-Man Miles Morales. Another game that I have fun playing, but I just lose interest and I can't spend more than maybe an hour in it. I like to play it with my son because he's a big Spider-Man fan and I am also. So this is a good game. It's cheap. Finding a used copy of it. Overcooked, all you can eat. I haven't put any hours in this game. I've never played it. I got it because of the price, because it was a 2-player game, and I figured I could play with my kid or my wife, but just haven't really put a lot of time into it. Resident Evil 4 Remake, 10 out of 10 in my opinion. The OG is the greatest game of all time, in my opinion, and I think they did a really good job making an equal in this remake. I can go back and forth between them, playing them, and normally when I put on Resident Evil 4, I gotta finish it. I gotta play through it, because it's just hard to explain why I love this game so much. But if you aren't even a fan of Resident Evil series games, this is still a game that I recommend playing. Resident Evil Village, pretty much the same thing. A game that I don't think you have to be a Resident Evil fan to enjoy. The story is good, graphics are amazing, gameplay is good, and you can play in third person now. I personally think this is an amazing game that everybody should experience. I highly recommend it. Star Wars Jedi Survivor. I haven't really played a lot of this. I played some of the first game and I liked it. The wife's a really big Star Wars fan, so I grabbed it. But I personally haven't played pretty much any of this, so I can't really comment on how it is. I remember seeing the PC version had some issues, but I believe those might have been fixed. Street Fighter 6. So I have a buddy that's really into Street Fighter, so I grabbed this so I can play with him. I actually like it. It's good looking. The game's fun. The open world's fun. It's getting a lot of hype, and I think the hype behind it is definitely what would that be called? The hype behind it is definitely warranted. The Callisto Protocol. A lot of people dislike this game. I haven't beaten it yet. I'm pretty far in it though, and I can see both the hate for it, but I don't think it's that bad. I think it's got some good qualities. I think it looks good. I think the gameplay can be fun, but I definitely understand why some people had issues with this game. The Last of Us Part 1. So I guess they did rebuild this game from the ground up, and it is very, very gorgeous. It's one of the best looking games in my opinion. My only issue is they dumbed down the trophies for the game. So the PS3 and the remake version had almost the same trophy list. The only difference was in the DLC. They did dumb it down a little bit for the remake, but seeing as this doesn't have multiplayer, they had to get rid of trophies. And then they just combined the Left Behind DLC with the base game trophies. Where my issue comes in with the trophies, though, is they got rid of all difficulty-related trophies. So now the game is super easy. It took me 16 hours of platinum on survival. So if you're a trophy hunter and you're looking for a challenge, this probably isn't it. But even then, I'd still recommend playing this game. Only if you can find it for cheaper than $50, though. My personal opinion. I love the game. I think it's a masterpiece, but a $70 price tag is, in my personal opinion, for that game is just not worth it. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So the physical edition comes with a poster. It's cool. The game's in the console right now because I was playing it before making this video. It's actually on in the background, but I did not like Friday the 13th whatsoever. I think it didn't look good. I don't like the gameplay whatsoever. I think this game is massively better in almost every way. It's extremely fun. You can do private matches. Public's fun. There's some issues with it, but they're working it out. It's a new game, so obviously all those things are going to have to be patched, but if you're into asymmetrical horror games, I highly recommend this game if you haven't played it yet. And then the last is Vampire the Masquerade Swan Song. So I don't have anything to say about this game. I haven't really played it. I bought it because it was cheap and I wanted to try it out, and then it just sat in the collection. So yeah, I'm going to try it out eventually, but I've never really been into the Masquerade games. I've never actually played them, so I can't comment on the series, but I think the cover's cool. I like the cover, and eventually, like I said, I'll try it. But that's it for the PS5 collection. Not a lot of games. Some games in there that I haven't finished and I got to try, but I appreciate it if you watched, and have a good day.